Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another banger episode of Talking ATL Hawks. I am with the usual crew, Mr. Andrew Jefferson, Mr. Chase Jefferson, and myself, John Jr. Yo, how are we doing this fine weekend?
Listen, man, it's been a good week. The weather's gone a little colder all of a
Oh yeah,
sudden.
for
Even
sure. Why
though
are you wearing this?
even
It
though
was,
we
it was
just
brutal today. Like,
look, this is what I wore to work today. Literally last
yeah,
week, I wore a short sleeve T-shirt because it hit the
right,
70s,
right. Yeah,
and
like
then
last week I was wearing
days,
tank tops and stuff. Last week I was wearing tank tops. This week
yeah,
I'm bundled up.
and then days later, I'm having to wear jeans and a flannel.
That's That's
It's
Georgia. That's
comfy.
Georgia weather. That's Georgia weather for us.
They like to say that if you don't like the weather in Georgia, just wait 24 hours and you'll get something different because that's how it is all year long. But other than that, I am ecstatic for episode number 68 of the Talkin ATL Hawks podcast. We had a banger week of Hawks basketball. The second season went underway, or second season, the second half of the NBA season went underway. The new face Hawks, haven't really made their mark yet, other than Jock Landale. Still waiting on Kaminga to get reevaluated.
But
Hopefully, he'll be
he is questionable for I think tomorrow's game, right? Or is it Tuesday?
tomorrow's game. Yep.
Tomorrow,
So
yeah,
maybe,
tomorrow is Tuesday. I'm all out of whack today. Um,
hopefully, that by next week's episode, we'll be recapping Kaminga's debut with the Atlanta Hawks because I cannot wait to see him start balling in an ATL jersey.
Andrew, how are you
How are you
doing?
not how is John gonna ask you about your weekend, Chase? And you're not even gonna bring up the fact that Team
I
USA
was about to say,
put
how do you
down
remember the fact
Canada in the
that we
gold
issue
medal
claim hockey
game
as a U.S. sport, as a
on
U.S.
Sunday morning. It was an early game, 8 a.m. start, but that's because they're over in Italy. So, but you know
Yeah.
what? It was a vibe. It was a vibe. I was only able to watch the first period before my church service started.
I'm not gonna
But
lie
then
to you
right
guys. I might miss the first period because I was sleeping. I woke up kind of late, so that's on me. I didn't see that at first. I didn't see the first goal.
I mean,
Matthew
of people,
Matthew
a lot
Boley's
of
goal. Matthew
a
Boley's
lot of
goal is an
people,
absolute banger. And John, I know
Yeah.
that's your Minnesota native right
yeah,
there.
a
Well,
lot
not
of people
native, but
had
Minnesota player.
a lot of people had that issue, John. I know it wasn't just you. That's just the swing of it being at 8 in the morning. But I was
Yeah.
able to catch later half of the third period that led into overtime, and then the overtime game winner by Jack Hughes to
Yeah.
solidify United States' first gold medal in the Olympic hockey tournament since the Miracle on Ice. And we have officially taken the sport of hockey from Canada. But I'm just saying, if they're crying so much about their team getting silver, then why not they just become the 51st state? And then all of a sudden they're a gold medal winner. You know what I'm saying? It's an easy fix. Just become the 51st state of the United States of America, and then you don't have to suck at hockey ever again. Just saying.
Well, I'll tell you this one thing. This is your interesting fact of the day. But Jack Hughes, the guy who scored the golden goal for Team USA, has a Canadian girlfriend. So, hey, I mean, I don't know what that
We the North,
relationship
eh?
is I don't know what that relationship's looking like after yesterday, but hopefully they're still in good standing. But that's
He
pending.
he better have called her daddy. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But before we get into our start bench cut, or as today, we're gonna be doing a sporkle quiz. Some NBA news broke about the anti tanking policy. I just want to get y'all's thoughts on that. About like what the NBA could be doing to fix that. About this
I, you
tanking.
know, one of the earlier solutions that Adam Silver talked about, and this was another one of this, this solution was going to be like going hand in hand to try to help limit or take away completely teams tanking. And that was setting up a tournament style-esque kind of thing to set up,
Good idea.
I
Like a
believe,
toilet
was
bowl
it
thing, like a toilet bowl, what kind of thing?
what
Like a
kind of, and I think it was going to be used to determine the lottery picks. So that I think his idea there is that if you makes the bottom feeder teams play for the lottery picks, then there would be no point in tanking. But the big flaw in that idea there is that think about, like, for instance, we'll use this example. The New Orleans Pelicans by the end of the season is probably
Yeah.
going to finish with the worst record in the NBA. And their
Yeah.
roster overall is quite terrible. So the thing is, imagine being in a New Orleans Pelicans spot. I know this year and their pick goes to us, but let's just pretend they owned this year's pick. And they're this horrible, their roster sucks. Let's say they finish with the worst record in the NBA, and instead of almost solidifying practically another number one pick in the NBA draft, or at least a top three, they would have to play a tournament style with the other worst teams in the NBA to fight for the lottery pick. But because the Pelicans roster is like exponentially worse than a majority of the bad teams in the NBA, that puts them in a really bad disadvantage. And even though they pretty much have the right to a top three pick at least because of how bad they were this year, they might end up with the 12th pick or the 11th pick. And that it's nothing they can help because their roster is that bad. So it really puts teams that are in a massive rebuilding phase at a really big disadvantage. So yes, while that might ultimately fix tanking and probably, eliminate it for good, it hurts the teams that are trying to rebuild because it makes it almost impossible for a fast rebuild, and it would be up to a miracle of chance of them winning the toilet bowl for them to get a top three pick. And that's just not what it's supposed to be about. So I love his motive. I love his heart. I think his heart's in the right place, but that idea would be a horrible execution.
The solution is easy. The solution is easy. I applaud Adam Silver for taking initiative to try to fix this problem that's been a growing problem over the last few years. Now, Adam Silver, he's a guy that likes to fall forward. He makes a lot of mistakes, but at least those mistakes end up to there being a great solution. Kind of like what we saw at the All-Star game. It took him a while. It took a lot of trial and error, but he finally found a format that works for the All-Star game. And I feel like this tanking thing is going to be kind of the same situation. It's going to be a lot of trial and error, but eventually he's going to hone in on a system that eliminates tanking and it's fair for all teams. But I actually think the solution is quite simple. I absolutely despise the tournament idea. I think it's fun in theory, but like Chase said, way too many holes, way too many flaws, and it's kind of stupid to base a pick on a tournament style system. I think the system is pretty easy. I think the draft standings in terms of lottery should lock after the first half of the season. So after the first half of the season, anything that happens in the second half of the season cannot alter the who gets the lottery picks. So that way, all the teams who are in the lottery portion of the draft can just play their hearts out the rest of the year because wins and losses are not going to alter their chances at a lottery pick. Secondly, I think every team in the lottery part of the draft order only gets one lottery ball. So that way you eliminate teams with with the worst record getting higher odds to get the number one overall bid. So that way the team who is, let's say, the 12th worst record in the league doesn't purposely lose games down the road so they can drop or they can rise in the percentile and alter how many balls they get in the NBA lottery spin. So that way, after the first half of the season, they get their lottery team set up that way, and then no matter what happens in the second half of the season, every lottery team still gets every lottery team gets one ball. So that way there is a perfectly even chance that the 1 through 12 teams can end up with the number one overall pick. So that way there's no point in trying to get more losses on your schedule to increase your chances at the number one overall pick. Everybody in the lottery portion gets a fair chance to get the first overall pick. That is my perfect idea of eliminating the tanking in the NBA, and that was brought to you by yours truly, Charles Barkley, on Inside the NBA.
And okay, so I've got one even simpler than that. is, and are probably gonna like bash me for this, but I say get rid of the lottery and do what the NFL does and just give the worst pick and just give the worst pick to the worst team unless a pick got traded to a different team. Like just it's what the NFL does. Just no lottery. Do it strictly by record. Simple as that.
It would make it more simple, but I want to eliminate tanking. I think that would actually increase the tanking mindset in the NBA if that's the case, because it's it's a lot easier to tank in a sport like basketball than it is football. So that's why it's not really a big issue in the NFL, but for the NBA, it is very easy to alter wins and losses based on how a team goes out and plays. So I think that would actually persuade tanking more if they completely got rid of the lottery system.
I like the idea.
I like where he has that.
I like the idea of, setting the draft order halfway through the season. The only flaw in your idea, I think, Andrew, I don't like the idea of just giving each lottery potential team just one ball, because there has to be some incentive for being like the worst and then the worst of the worst. Like if you're a bottom 3 team in the NBA, especially the worst team in the NBA, you should most certainly have a higher chance of winning the lottery and getting the number 1 pick, or at least a top 3 pick. Because it's kind of, it would be the same thing as tournament style, really. It's just each team has an equal chance of getting the number 1 pick, and it's just by chance. So it's like there's no incentive for if you're fully going to rebuild and your roster truly is that bad. I feel like if that's the case, you still have to have the higher odds of winning the lottery. It's a hard thing, but I understand that tanking is a thing that NBA fans don't like. It's bad for the league. It's just, and I know Adam Silver's trying to work on that. We have to cut him some slack, because if you really take a step back and look at it, this is a really hard issue to fix. Like it is really hard to find a solution that would be both fair and take away tanking. It's going to take some time, and it's going to take some trial and error for sure.
The truth of the matter is you have to pick your poison, because I understand what you're saying, but there's no world, let's just be honest, there's no world where you find a solution to eliminate taking altogether and make things fair for every single team. Like fairness cannot be an option when you're trying to eliminate tanking altogether. You have to pick your poison. Do you want tanking in the league, or do you want to make it even across teams who have a chance to get that number 1 overall pick? You can't have both, because I don't see there being a solution where you give the team with the worst record an incentive to get a higher odd at the number 1 overall pick, because you're still going to have tanking if that's the case. It's not going to be you're going to narrow the margin of the teams who's tanking, because it's really going to be like the 3 or 4 bottom teams trying to fight for that worst record, but it's still going to be tanking at the end of the day. So while that might help the problem, if you want to eliminate taking altogether, there's no world where you can make there a real incentive for, like, let's say the 3 worst teams get a higher odds to win the first overall pick. So though it may not be fair for all teams, I think if you really want to scrap tanking altogether, you've got to set up some system that takes away all initiative to fight for the worst record just for higher odds. Because if there's an incentive to fight for the worst record, there's always going to be that chance of a team tanking. You just have to kind of pick your poison. And that I agree with you, Chase. That's what makes it so hard for Adam Silver, because it's no matter what solution you come up with, there's going to be at least one flaw in that system.
Yeah.
That's going to have to be.
Okay, are y'all ready for a little sport quiz?
Let's do it.
Let's do a little sporky quiz.
Share screen.
Y'all like my new glasses, by the way? I won these in the giveaway. It took me almost 2 months for them to come in.
Okay, can y'all see the screen?
No.
I can't.
What the? Oh, wait, here we go. Now you should be able to.
Still can't.
No.
Now I can.
I had to add it. I had to add it to the thing.
Okay, so we got 8 minutes, and it's 100. It's 100 names, and we will be naming off the these 10 man rotations from these teams. So
How about, I feel like to make it smooth and that way we're not blurting out a bunch of names, how about we'll go in order? We'll go John, Andrew, me, and we'll go one by one naming a player. And I think we can easily knock this out in 8 minutes.
Let's do
Okay.
it. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right, John, we'll start with you. Who you got? Yeah.
I don't know who I'm starting with. What?
Uh-oh. Maybe hit next. You have to hit next, maybe. Oh wait, you have to hit the one that's highlighted.
Oh.
You have to
Oh,
type
that-
in the point.
Oh,
Well,
shoot.
let's just go down the list. This should be easy.
Okay.
All right. This has to be Kevin Herter.
Yeah, 2020 would be Kevin Herter.
I can't type.
Oh no.
Oh no. Type in Kevin. Maybe it'll give you Kevin.
You
No,
may be typing Kevin.
I'll look up how to spell his name. It's
Oh, no, y'all.
H-U-E-R-T-E-R.
So it's not Kevin Herter. Oh, Bogey.
Oh, okay. My bad, guys. I sold. Y'all,
Oh no.
I'll
You
sold.
had to get rid of Kevin. You have to get rid of Kevin.
Oh.
All right. It's B-O-G-D-A-N-O-V.
There we go.
I-
Got it.
All right, Georgia Hunter. Sorry, Jordan, it was your turn. I apologize. Power forward, John Collins. Chase, your turn.
Who's the
Oh, center would have
been
been Clint Capella.
Capella. Yeah, Capella.
Oh,
Back to point guard.
What was Cam Reddish on this team?
No,
Oh,
Cam
Lou
Reddish
Williams.
was
Lou Williams. Oh my gosh. I
Yeah,
forgot about
playoff
Lou
Lou.
Williams.
Playoff Lou.
Lewis. Oh wait.
Just Lou.
Just talking about, yeah.
L-O-U.
Wait, hold on.
Shooting
Where's my-
guard. That's Herter. No. Kevin Herter. Kevin Herter was off the bench.
Yeah, I feel like he had to be on this team.
What?
Donnie spell his name for you?
He definitely was on this team.
It's H-U-E-R-T-E-R.
There we go. Okay, just spelling error.
Small forward.
I'm not gonna get. I'm not gonna get this because it's.
Can you
it's-
click around? Can you click around?
I mean, no, I can't. Like, I mean, no, okay, but I gotta do this one by. One by one.
Bro, this
No,
is hard. This is hard to do in 8 minutes.
You had to go down the list?
Okay, Cameron.
Oh, Reddish. Reddish was on the team.
All right, was Bruno Fernando on this team?
Bruno Fernando. I don't think so.
No,
Kevin-
it was-
Oh, crap.
What about oh my gosh, he played
Was
for
it-
Milwaukee. He played
was
for
it-
Milwaukee.
Was
Oh,
DeAndre
Prince.
Bembry?
Not Prince. Not Toyon Prince.
Was DeAndre Bembry on this team?
No. Come on. He played for the Bucks. He's tall. He's lanky. He's very lanky. Oh my gosh, it's gonna drive me insane. Tony Snell.
Snow.
Oh, he
Was
did hit a
Tony-
buzzer beater. He hit a buzzer beater against Toronto that year.
Was Tony Snell? Yeah, Tony Snell had to be on this team.
Was
What?
No, this wasn't
Oh, you
Ersan
can't. You
Ilyasova.
can click around.
Oh, you can. Okay, go to a different year.
Okay.
We got to go. Let's go 2015-16. We know
15,
that one.
16. Jeff Teague.
Kent Bazemore.
No, Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver was shooting guard.
I didn't say Kent Bazemore was shooting guard. I'm just naming players that are on that team. That has to be Kent Bazemore, right?
No, I don't think it was. Oh, what's okay? Paul Millsap.
And then Al Horford, obviously.
And then Schroeder. Was Schroeder? No, Schroeder was next year. Schroeder
Yes.
got drafted this year.
No, Dennis Schroeder was on
No,
the
it
bench.
was-
Oh, he was on the team. Okay.
Tiago Cephalosha. Tiago.
No, he was a forward.
Oh, can you not click the forward? Do we have to go in order? Yeah, no, just go. We won't go in order. He was a shooting guard off the bench. Does anyone know who the shooting guard off the bench was?
Oh gosh.
Maybe.
Tiago Cephalosha was on that team.
Was this Prince?
No, Prince wasn't on
No,
this
Prince
team.
he wasn't drafted yet.
Wait. Was Tim Hardaway Jr. on the team yet?
Oh, Timmy Shimmy.
Hardaway. Oh,
Yeah. Timmy
That's-
Shimmy.
I know for a fact Cephalosha was on this team. He's either small forward or power forward, but I know for a fact he was on this team.
Mike Muscala. Good pull.
Cephalosha has to be on this team.
Mike Scott. The
So there
emoji
you go.
man.
Tiago Cephalosha right there.
How do you
Has to
spell
be
the last name?
Cephalosha.
How do you spell the last name?
I'll look it up. It's not cheating to look
Got
it
it,
up.
Oh, he got it.
Yes.
Um,
Okay. We doing 2014-15 next?
Yeah.
Well, Jeff T, obviously. Pretty much the same, like T, Kyle Korver.
Wasn't this the
No.
freaking All-Star year?
No, that was
that was the year we just
15,
did.
16. Yeah,
Al Horford, obviously.
for power
I
forward.
think you're all wrong about that. Hold on.
No. The year we just did was the All-Star year.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was not. It was 2015. I remember that. It was 2015.
It was
Yeah,
15, 16 though.
2016. Yeah. It was the year we made the Eastern Conference Finals, which was the year we just did.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, because this year was the year that the Cavs won it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue with y'all right now.
No, 2016-17 was the year the Cavs won it. 2015-16 was when the Warriors beat them.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know. And I'm saying we lost to the Cavs that year.
Yeah, which
Both
is the
years.
All-Star
Both
year.
years we did.
Yep.
Okay,
Straight
point
up.
guard. Point guard. Who's the point guard?
Was this was
Schroeder.
Schroeder. No, it was Dennis Schroeder. It has to be Dennis
Yeah,
Schroeder.
it was Schroeder. Another
And
point
then
guard.
Kent Bazemore was off the bench.
No, I
that year.
think was Bazemore still on the Warriors this year?
No, he was coming off the bench this year. I think he's shooting guard. I don't know who this other point guard is, but he was the shooting guard coming off the bench that year.
Shooting guard. Was this Lou Will?
No, yeah, do Bazemore shooting guard.
Bazemore.
Okay.
Zaza Pachulia was earlier than this.
What?
This quiz is whack because this is not enough time. If you had to do it individually,
Was Mike Scott on there again? He might have been our backup power forward 2 years in a row.
No.
Was he the center?
Mike Scott is definitely not a center.
No.
He was on that team
Was
though.
Pittman?
No, he was after that. He was like 20.
Who was the backup center? No way.
What about Cephalosha? Might be.
What? He was
Wait,
backup center that year?
Try Cephalosha for the other point guard real quick. Cephalosha might have been on that team.
But Cephalosha's a forward though. He's not a
No,
guard.
that's what I'm saying. No, for the point guard.
Yeah, he's not a.
Trust.
Cephalosha's not a guard.
No.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Okay, I'm just gonna give up. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I mean, like
Solomon Hill.
Top
That
three reasons
wasn't
why you
Tony
lost,
Snell.
so,
Solomon
Reason
Hill.
one, me, Jules, the man, the myth.
That quiz is. It should be one of those quizzes where you just type in a player and it appears on all. So you don't have to go one by one.
Or do you want to just get into the games?
We have time for one more. I think we have time for one more.
Okay.
We are at 23 minutes, but yeah, we can do one more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do one more, and then we'll get into some game breaks.
The way that quiz is set up, it needs to give you a little bit more time.
Yeah, that was. I'm sorry. I did not think it would be like that.
I mean, yeah, no, there's no way to know. It's not your fault.
Kind of hard to navigate.
It's not your fault. It's just all your fault. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't miss out, boys. Replay WDB's biggest moments. Not a sponsor.
I did see. Hold on. Do you want to do like opening night starters?
Is there
opening night starters?
Wait. Hold on. Actually. Starters for the last 10 seasons.
Yeah, let's do this. 7 minutes and then the starters. Maybe this will be one where you type in the name and you don't have to do it one by one.
Okay. Do we want to do this one?
Yeah, I say let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So this
All
is.
right,
So,
we'll go John, Andrew, me.
Let's do it.
Oh wait. Oh, okay, yeah, right. He didn't start. He didn't start for first year.
All right, so it's me next.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, Dennis Schroeder.
Okay. Paul Millsap. We'll get Paul Millsap out of the way.
All right, John. Tim Hardaway Jr.
No.
Al Horford.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Pat.
Kyle Korver. Thor Zeus. Hot sauce.
Um.
Torian Prince.
Kent Bazemore.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get one out of the way. What?
Yeah, because that was 20. That was 20. That was 1920.
John Collins.
Auntie?
Huh?
Oh.
What, I mean, Antich?
Yeah.
Was Ursan Ilyasova maybe the forward for one of those early years?
Ilias.
He may have been later than that. He may be later than that.
So Ilias.
I can spell it for you.
Ilias. So. Oh no, we got him.
He's on there? Okay.
Yeah.
So 17-18, our center
Wait,
was
Dwight.
Dwight Howard. That's right.
Ew.
Oh,
Was
never mind.
Devin? Was no, not Devin. It was Bruno Fernando? No, I don't think he got drafted
Wait,
yet. Maybe he did.
Not Muscala.
Try Fernando. I don't know if that's right. Try Fernando.
Nope.
Wait a minute.
No. Who was our center 17-18? Oh, Alex Lynn. Alex Lynn.
Right.
Is it actually? Wait, was try Josh Smith for the early years. Let's go and get Josh Smith out of the way.
Okay. Oh wait.
Oh,
Who was Clyde Wilson center?
yeah,
for
Joe
17-18?
Johnson. Lou Williams. Was he a starter? He had to be, yeah.
Oh, Marvin.
No,
Williams.
Marvin Williams. Yeah, I forgot about Marvin Williams.
I may be
Eight
dumb.
more. Eight more.
Was Zaza Pachulia the center for 11-12?
Oh, it might have been Zaza.
That might be too late. He might have been earlier than that.
Nope.
Hey! Okay. Who the crap is a center for 17-18?
Mike Bibby. Come on, guys.
Dude, we're almost done.
Boy.
You gotta think. That's pissing me off. Oh, are we missing Cephalosha? Is that the forward for 16-17?
Oh, I think
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Guys, who's the center, dude? This is
Who's his guard?
Is that
Oh,
Kevin
was
Huerter?
that it? But that would have been Kevin Huerter, yeah.
Just type in Kevin, I guess.
Yep.
Hey, who's the center?
Try. It wasn't Plum.
Dwayne
Wait,
Damon?
Plum.
Oh, we got to pick
Plumlee,
one.
Plumlee. It's gotta be Plumlee. It's gotta be Plumlee. Yes.
Hey!
Two
Let's go.
guards.
Oh gosh.
It's got. It's probably the same guard too. It's probably the same guard.
Dude, that 17-18 roster was so booty cheeks.
Oh Lord, dude,
Who's
this
his
is
guard?
tough. The guard for
Who was the guard?
it's not. So we've already done Marvin Williams. Joe Johnson's already been picked. Josh Smith. Wait, when was that? No.
Who's that guard?
Any takers?
FaZe Gaze was on the Warriors at this time.
We got 240 to think about. Yeah, I think you're right, John. Surely this guy was guard for both of these years.
Who?
Whoever we're trying to think of. I'm just saying. I think he was the guard for both of those years. So I don't think it's two players. I think it's just one.
This is hard.
We got to go into our bag here.
Dang.
I might be wrong about this, but was this the year that Jamal Crawford was on the Hawks?
No. Wait. If he was, he was probably six man.
He was six man.
Dude, what in the world?
Who is
Oh
this?
my gosh. Not Jamal Crawford. Oh Lord, this is painful.
I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna give up. I will pause this if we have to.
Guard, Kyle Korver, Josh Smith, Al Horford, Jeff Teague. Not Steph Losha, not Kim Bazemore. Get into our bag here, boys. Get into our bag.
I'm gonna pause. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna pause it right here. We gotta think. I'm pause it. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this?
I have no clue, dude.
Shooting guard.
The only thing I can think of is Jamal Crawford, but that wasn't the right answer, so I have no idea. Should we just start laming?
I have no clue. I think we should reveal it.
We might have to give up. I cannot. I am drawing a blank.
Okay.
I don't think I can think of it in this next minute. I am literally out of guesses.
What's this? Okay. Yeah.
We're cooked.
I guess we're giving up.
We're cooked. Who is it?
Dang
We're gonna
it!
be so upset. We're gonna be so upset.
Devin Kirk
Devin
Heinrich?
Harris. Devin Harris was it? So it was two players. It was two different players.
I didn't. Okay. This might be my bad, but I didn't know. I didn't ever know we had Kirk Heinrich.
I would have not guessed that.
Wait,
I would not have guessed that.
Hold up. Didn't we? Hold on a minute. Didn't how do I stop shit? Okay. Didn't we trade? Hold on. That's who. Because I remember Corver used to play for the Bulls as well. We might have trade.
Traded. That might have been part of the Kyle Korver trade, maybe.
Yeah. Hold on.
Maybe.
What? No. It says it was part of a trade exception. So how did we get?
Because we got Kyle Korver from Chicago.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's okay. What was Kyle Korver traded for? Okay. Well, that was our sport quiz. I know we probably did terrible with that, but oh well. Let's get into basketball, guys. So to review the slate, we finished 2-1, dropped a game to Miami, but played well against the Nets and the 76ers on Thursday, which was the first game back from the All-Star break. We played against a Philly team that without Embiid and without Paul George. Paul George, because he is currently on a suspension of the league for big PEDs. So you know what, Andrew, I'm gonna let you start off with this game. What happened?
Okay. So this is a road trip to Philadelphia to clinch the season series against the 76ers for a third straight year. We were on quite a winning streak against Philadelphia going into this game. Both games we played against the Sixers have come down to the wire. The last time we met Philadelphia came down to a controversial no backcourt violation call that led to the Hawks shot that put the game away for good. Even though it was a backcourt violation, Nick Nurse was tripping that night, as he's always tripping. This game was no different. It's the first game for both teams coming back from All-Star Weekend, trying to get rejuvenated, trying to find their footing again. The Sixers looking to maintain the control they had at the end of the first half. The Hawks looking to find some new ground. And just as typical against the Sixers and the Hawks, it was a down-to-the-wire matchup. Now, the 76ers, when Paul George and Joel Embiid are not on the court, the Sixers play a lot different because it allows their two young guards, VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey, to truly take over. And that can be a dangerous thing for any opponents. Now,
Yeah,
Tyrese
they were
Maxey,
saying something about that, like during the pre pregame 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 stuff about how they could get to the basket better without Embiid and Paul George. So
correct. And
Yeah.
it obviously increases Andre Drummond's minutes. He got almost 30 minutes in this game. And we all know Andre Drummond is just a rebounding machine. And then, of
Yeah.
course, Dominic Barlow.
He's arguably the greatest rebounder ever, arguably.
Arguably,
Oh, maybe.
I put him in like top 10 rebounders of all time. And then, of course, you have Dominic Barlow, the former Atlanta Hawk, who had a really great game the last time the Hawks played the Sixers in Philadelphia and that double overtime thriller. And this game, like I said, came down to the wire. You did it. You got exactly what you expected out of Tyrese Maxey. He put up 23 shots in this game, struggled very early in this game to find his footing at the three-point line, only made 8 of those 23 shots, and most of those came in the second half. And he played almost a full 40-minute game of basketball. VJ Edgecombe did his thing, putting up 15 shots, making 7 of them, giving him a 20-point performance. He did have 6 turnovers, and that was a common theme for Philadelphia, especially early in the game, collecting 15 turnovers to the Hawks 13. So it wasn't a clean.
Three of those probably came from Na, who had 3 steals that game.
Yeah, it wasn't a clean game for any team by any means. On the Hawks end, a little bit of a slow start to Jalen Johnson himself. He put up 22 shots, made 9 of them in almost 40 minutes of play. But he got his triple-double. I'm thinking of the wrong game. He was 5 assists shy of the triple-double on this game. But he did get his double-double. It was a quiet double-double because, like I said, he really didn't turn up the heat until late in the third quarter and then used that fourth quarter surge to kind of prepare the Hawks to put this game away. There wasn't really any other standout performers. CJ McCollum had a really big third quarter that kind of helped the Hawks build almost a double-digit lead going to the fourth quarter and kind of helped sustain the Hawks' control for the rest of the game. So shout out CJ McCollum. Again, shot 6 for 13, made 3 3-pointers all in that third quarter. Quiet night for Zachary Richardson, which is going to be a pretty common theme for our topic of this episode going into the other games. This actually was probably one of his better performances once we get into the other 2 games. Shot 4 for 8, had 10 points. So I don't want to say quiet night. I want to take that statement back because though he wasn't that active on the scoring end, he did get 7 rebounds and had a steal and a block. He actually had a really big block at the very start of this game that led to a transition dunk from Nickeil Alexander-Walker. So I don't want to say quiet game because he was effective on the defensive end. Dyson Daniels really liked him a lot. We've been talking a lot about in this podcast for this season in particular how we've seen a really big increase on his ability to score in the paint under harsh contact. Last year, scoring was just not his virtue. He was primarily a defender, great guarding the wing, obviously, led the league in steals by a landslide. And even though his steals numbers have dropped this year, that's not to say they're not there. He had 1 steal in this game, but we want to talk about his 7 for 12 shooting and put up 15 points. And one thing I think that Dyson Daniels does in the paint differently this year than he did last year is he's a lot more confident coming off screens. Because typically, when someone sets a screen for Dyson Daniels last year, his first instinct is to kick out to one of our top shooters and let them take it all the way. But Dyson Daniels has kept the ball a lot coming off those screens, and his post moves have increased a lot to me. Like, he gets a lot more movement when he gets bounced, back down inside the paint, and he's able, like, even his hook shots now, he's kind of taken that away from Okongwu's game a little bit. And I give credit.
Also, we don't have like elite shooters anymore. We don't have Trae Young with Kennard.
Right.
Who else? We just traded some Porzingis even. Even though like he barely played for us, like he's still a good shooter. I'm trying to think of someone else we got rid of. That was
Screw that guy. By the way,
yeah, but
I saw his game. I saw his game.
Very elite shooters for Dyson to kick out of.
Right.
I'm going to kick out to instead of taking to the basket himself. So like I'm glad that he's doing that too.
But yeah, I credit Quinn Snyder a lot for that instinct because he's spoken out about it a lot recently and said that was one of his main priorities for this season was to make Dyson Daniels more of an offensive threat. So that way he can be feared on both ends of the court as opposed to just a defensive end. And that's exactly what Quinn Snyder has done with him this year. It's completely elevated his game. And if you ask me, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I think, has the leading case for most improved player. But even though Dyson Daniels won it last year, or did he win it last year? No, he didn't. He won most improved player last year, or was it Dyson Daniels?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, the argument was he should have won most improved player and defensive player of the year. But Jaren Jackson Jr. won it, I guess, rightfully so.
That the DPOY award is not like fair to guards really.
It's not.
More a forward
it's a big
award.
And I think especially with Dyson Daniels, when you have a guy that's been this dominant in the steal statistic like Dyson that we haven't really seen in such a long time, I feel like that's a special case where you have to get to a guard. Because like you said, Andrew, even though Dyson Daniels isn't necessarily, as dominant in steals as he was last year, he's still third in the NBA in terms of overall steals. Right. And he's not that far from the first place spot. So it wouldn't shock me, especially the way Dyson Daniels has been playing the front court defensively as of late. It would not shock me by any means if by the end of the season, Dyson Daniels does hold that top spot in the steal category in the NBA once more, which again is something. Have we ever seen the same guard lead in steals back-to-back seasons?
I don't know. But
maybe Stockton, but that's.
Yeah, but I don't think we've seen a guard this dominant in terms of steals since John Stockton. So and hey, I'm just saying, that's a rare category for a guard to be that dominant in.
But yeah, just to finish my point really quick, Chase, before I throw it to you. Yeah, even though Nickeil Alexander-Walker, in my eyes, if we're talking about just solely for the Atlanta Hawks, I think he's more deserving of a most improved player this year. But I would not entirely take Dyson Daniels.
Not 100%.
I would not fully take Dyson Daniels out of the running for potentially winning back-to-back most improved players. Because like you said, Chase, he's still at the top of the league in the steals numbers. Though that total has dropped significantly, he's made up for in his huge increase in his ability to score on the offensive side.
We might have to go a little quickly because we are running out of time. We do have two more games to recap. But really quick, my only take on Nah, I would love Nah to win Most Improved Player. Y'all know where I stand on Nah lately. I loved his movement as a guard and how he facilitates the team offensively. Shooting wise, his shooting numbers have dropped a lot. His shooting percentage on a weekly basis is actually quite poor. And he's an aggressive shooter. I understand that. And he's clutch. Don't get me wrong. He makes the shots when they're most needed. However, I would like to see a little more consistency on him. Not shooting it out Nah by any means, not saying he's not contention for most improved player, but definitely guys get his field goal percentage up just a little bit. But what I love about the Hawks and the Sixers this year is we match up so well against the Sixers, especially defensively, because we know the Sixers are attack the rim, drive in, force your way inside type of team. And that's where the Hawks shine the most defensively, even more so with Jock Landale, the Hawks, who he played a phenomenal game in Philly, especially guarding the rim. And it also helped the case that Joel Embiid is dealing with, I think it's right knee soreness. Nick Nurse said before the game that they do expect Embiid back in a week or so. But even when he does come back, it's going to be on limited minutes because they do got to monitor that knee pretty heavily. But even with the stars like VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey, their main thing is going inside. They play I'm trying to think who would be a good guard comparison to them. Um, I mean, shoot, the way Dyson Daniels is playing this year, I'd say they play just like Dyson, just minus the fact that they can actually shoot threes. But that's what the Hawks do so well defensively, and that's why the Hawks are able to really limit Tyrese Maxey. Even though he did score a good bit of points, he started the game like 3 for 15 because he kept trying to go inside, and the Hawks suffocated him so well. And with the lack of help from Joel Embiid, that was a very small Sixers team Tuesday night, and it really helped the Hawks kind of limit what the Sixers could do outside or inside, force them to kick it outside, which they didn't shoot the ball very well beyond the arc. Neither team did really, and which is why, hey, there is a good chance the way the Hawks and the Sixers are close this year that we could end up with the playoff matchup against the 76ers. And if that's the case, I'm putting all my chips on the table for the Atlanta Hawks because of the way they match up defensively. But John, I guess we'll kick it off to you if you want to go ahead and talk about what was unfortunately another bad performance against the Heat in State Farm Arena.
You know what, Chase? I'm gonna let you handle this because I can't. I refuse to talk about this team about this Miami Heat team because there is a player to despise on this team. I'm not gonna say his name at all. So Chase, I'll let you take this. I'll let you take this, and I'll take the last game. Chase,
we're not gonna talk. We're not gonna talk about Tyler Hero. We're not gonna talk about the guy.
That's a slur. That's a slur. Cancel him. He's done for. That's a slur.
We're not even gonna mention his name. Like Tyler Hero, we're not gonna say his name at all this podcast. So you don't have to worry about that, John.
He's a freaking hot killer, dude. I don't understand. I genuinely don't understand. Like, what did we do to deserve him dropping like 30 on us every dang night? It seems like.
I think the most annoying thing to me about playing Tyler Hero, and it was very apparent in this game, and I think, Joyner, this is why we all share equal hate for him, because here's the problem. Because we talk about a lot how Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Dyson Daniels, they play great defensively on the wing. But Tyler Hero, who shot 9 of 14, which only included 2 3-pointers, which is not nearly as much as he typically makes, or he only shot 4 3-pointers. So that's actually a lot less. I think he averages 7 or 8 3-point shots a game when he's on the court. Now, his minutes did decrease. He only played 24 minutes, which typically he plays 32, 33 minutes. So he dropped about 10 minutes. So I guess that had a lot to do with it. But he still scored 20.
First game back from an injury, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was, which is why his minutes decreased. But he still dropped 24 points in this game. But I think what makes him so annoying, and I had to credit Bam Adebayo for this, and why Bam Adebayo actually even spoke about this, why he loves playing with Tyler Hero so much, is Tyler Hero loves to bounce off screens. And when you've got a guy of the size of Bam Adebayo, it doesn't matter how good defensively you are on the wing, it's going to be hard to close out space on a sharpshooter who also shoots the ball really quick. So when Bam Adebayo sets a screen for Tyler Hero, you've got about maybe a second to get over and try to put a hand in his face, or that ball is going to be off his fingers. And when it does, 50% of the time that ball's going in. And he did that a lot, especially in the mid-range game. People think he's limited to just a three-point line. But he's actually a really, really insane sharpshooter in the mid-range, which is where most of his points came from, unfortunately. So that's what I noticed. Now, I didn't watch a lot of this game because I was actually out playing pickleball during this event. But Chase, I know we were able to catch this heat check as well. So I'm going to throw it back to you. Talk about CJ McCollum's performance in the second quarter, because we have been glazing CJ since he's been in Atlanta, rightfully so. And I think moments like he had in the second quarter of this heat game tells us exactly why.
The only other bright spot in this game was that Jalen Johnson did get his 12th triple-double of the season, or his 11th triple-double of the season, which ties the most in Atlanta Hawks franchise history and leads the entire Eastern Conference now on triple-doubles, of course. But yeah, CJ McCollum was huge. You know, there was a moment, and There was really never a point in the game where the Hawks had control. The Heat looked like they were going to run away with it early, but thankfully for a huge heat check from CJ McCollum in the second quarter, the Hawks were able to give themselves a chance. Unfortunately, we opened the third quarter just playing great defensively, but terrible offensively. And it was odd. There was a lack of ball movement. Bam Adebayo was playing like a beast inside the paint defensively. And for some reason, we kept trying to force it inside, especially with Jalen Johnson and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And I just didn't understand the offensive game plan there. And we were very limited what we could do offensively. And Tyler Hero did really overwhelm us. Khalil Ware had a really good game as well. And I mean, back to Hero. I mean, this was only his 15th game of the season, I believe. No, 12th game of the season, and he missed the last 15 with that rib injury. And he did play this game with the little flak jacket on, which did kind of restrict his movement a little bit. But it doesn't matter when you're playing the Atlanta Hawks and you don't guard the perimeter anyway. It doesn't matter if you can move or not. You're going to have an open look regardless. And that happened multiple times with Tyler Hero. And yeah, just another bad performance.
I mean, yeah. Just my thoughts on it. I mean, like, yeah. Jalen Johnson struggled. Noah struggled a bit. Dyson struggled. Zach, will get into the next game, struggled a bit. Struggled. When we have like Terry Hero coming off the bench, still dropping 24 points, you can't really do nothing about that. But I guess we'll get into the last game, which was like I come from behind win in the fourth quarter to Brooklyn, surprisingly enough.
Scrappy Brooklyn Nets team.
Yeah, we should not have been down at all in this game. But so for this game, Jalen Johnson picked up his 12th triple double, his 12th double double. Or something like that.
No, he has like 34.
Oh yeah, 30. My bad.
My fault. Yeah, he leads the NBA in double doubles by a good margin. Well, not that big of a margin because Nikola Jokic was still out there getting those double doubles. But I think he's probably about 6 double doubles away from the number 2 spot, I believe, something like that.
Yeah. So Jalen Johnson dropped 26 points. 12 rebounds. Double O dropped 13 and 11. He dropped a double as well. Dyson had 7 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. Almost that's like a Draymond stat line right there. Honestly, I'm not trying to call him Draymond, but I mean
yeah, I know what you mean.
But Jock Lando off the bench had 17, 6, and 1. And we had a big lineup change in this game. Who we put on the bench to start this game?
About time.
For the first time since joining the Hawks and the Atlanta Hawks trade.
Well, not the first time.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, no, not the first time, but like first time in not being due to an injury or something like that.
Yeah, but CJ has been the starting lineup before.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
no, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, and and I believe it's because like Dyson's been out because we've been having like him and Nah in the lineup together. But we moved Zachary to the bench amidst his struggles. So CJ McCollum took his place, and CJ did pretty well. He had 16 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. And Zachary off the bench in 20 minutes had 7 points and 1 rebound. I think that this might be good for Zachary going forward, at least for this season.
Definitely.
Maybe starting next season too, just to get his confidence back up. But what do y'all think about this new lineup change?
I think it's necessary for sure because I mean Zachary, one part of his game that's staying consistent is how he plays defensively. He's very active on all ends of the court, but defensive wise,
Yeah.
that's definitely where his strong suit stands. I mean, he's very linky in nature. He has quick movement, so he can stand up against pretty much any forward in the league. It's just off his offensive inconsistency that's really killing the Hawks right now and killing his position on the Hawks because I mean this is about to be a big offseason in terms of him and his future in Atlanta because we have to make a decision if we still think he's a guy who can grow into the form of a number one overall pick, or is he going to be just a rotation player that's going to bounce around the league? We know his potential, we know his ceiling. I mean, back in France, he was one of the best, if not at the time, the best player in France. Of course, he had Victor Wembanyama competing with him, but he went to
Well,
the NBA.
Sharp in the draft class. Wasn't Wimby
Yeah,
was
Sar
Sharp.
Sar too. But we know his ceiling. We know the player he can be. He just hasn't found himself yet. But we've seen flashes of it because I always go back to how he played in the second half of last season. I mean, it was phenomenal. That looked like a number one pick. One thing about Zachary that's never going to change is how confident he is on offense. He's always going to be a confident shooter, and he's never going to be a guy who's scared to shoot the ball, which is a really good characteristic of an NBA player, no matter who you are. So that's a part of the game that we know is going to change. It's just where can we find the consistency? Where is he going to be able to, because there are moments. I mean, we even go back to the Philadelphia game. We started the third quarter with Zachary scoring 7 straight points, and he had a really big 3-2 that kind of helped the Hawks propel into a comfortable third quarter lead before the Sixers started their little comeback. So it's moments like that where we watch Zachary. I mean, even in Charlotte, the final game of not the final game, but when Charlotte came to Atlanta right before the All-Star break, Zachary was one of their main offensive guys that night. And he can show up in big moments. It's just, consistency, man, is really what it comes down to and kind of finding where he fits most. And I think the best way to do that is take a guy like CJ McCollum, even though he's been such a big piece off the bench. I think adding him to the starting lineup would also help the Hawks, get off to a good start and not start streaky offensively like they usually do. And we get into a hole early. It'd probably limit that. But it also gives Zachary room to grow, sit behind the veterans, learn from the coach off the bench a little more, and hopefully he can eventually grow into the player we know he can be. But that all be in due time.
Yeah. I think it has a lot to do with not only just Zachary's motive or just finding his footing in the starting lineup just hasn't really been there, and he has struggled lately. I think it is definitely 75% that, 25% definitely because just of the way CJ McCollum has been coming off the bench. And like you said, Chase, I know it's kind of a tough blow to lose a guy like CJ off the bench, but I do think that this new role for Zachary Richey is going to make him better. It takes the edge off him a little bit. He's still going to get 20 minutes of playing time like he did in this Brooklyn game. So it's not like he's losing his opportunity to progress. He's just got to find himself. He's got to find his style of play, how he can mesh into the lineup, where he can help them the most, and still be Zachary Richey at the same time, because it's definitely possible. But like you said, Chase, as long as he doesn't lose that confidence and he continues shooting, he'll find his rhythm eventually. Because it was this part of last year, his rookie year, that got us all excited about Zachary Richey in the first place. And once he finds that spark again, it's going to be some exciting times for Hawks basketball. And maybe, just maybe, he'll find his way back in the starting rotation. But yeah, back to this Brooklyn game. It was another come from behind win. The Atlanta Hawks really dominating the fourth quarter. As a matter of fact, we ended the game. We ended the game on a 24-2 run to skyrocket past the Brooklyn Nets, as opposed to the ending we thought we were going to get after the first 3 quarters. And you go back and look at that 24-2 run, and I think this is a recipe that the Atlanta Hawks need to continue working on going forward. Now, obviously, you got to take a look. Yes, you're playing a team like the Brooklyn Nets. They have a lot of rotating pieces. They're trying to figure out which handcuffs are going to work, which
with what they're constantly changing their lineup. And there is a lot of bad, sloppy turnovers on the Brooklyn Nets end during that 24-4 run. But what I loved that the Atlanta Hawks were doing, it seemed like every time the Atlanta Hawks got a turnover, the number one point of attack, as it should always be, in my opinion, is give the ball to your best player, your best scorer in the paint, Jalen Johnson. And what Jalen Johnson did in that fourth quarter that I really loved when he was on fast breaks is he never looked at the rim as his first point of attack. Excuse me. Most of the points that came off that 24-2 run were actually assisted by Jalen Johnson. And I don't think the Atlanta Hawks use this enough to their advantage. But when Jalen Johnson is on a fast break, he draws the defensive attention towards him. And that's always going to lead to somebody wide open down the court. And Jalen Johnson made that a priority in the fourth quarter to give it to the guys that were drawn away because of Jalen Johnson's attention on the fast break. And that's always going to lead to easier buckets. That's how John Landale was able to produce big numbers in the fourth quarter. Hit a lot of big transition threes, and even the rebounding. Chase talked about it in that 76ers game. Yes, we outsized Philadelphia better because Joel Embiid and Paul George were in that game. But overall, you can just see the Hawks' approach to getting rebounds and how we can create more second-chance scoring opportunities is really going to help the team out. We had 9 offensive rebounds in this game, which is a lot more. The Nets had 9 offensive rebounds in this game, which is a lot more than what you want to see from the Hawks on the defensive end. But what I did like and what I did appreciate was the Hawks 15 offensive rebounds in this game. So though we didn't box out as well on the defensive end, we definitely boxed out better on the offensive end and allowed our guys to get second chance scoring opportunities, which definitely helped in our run down the game to come back and officially solidify that game in the fourth quarter. So shout out to Quinn Snyder, shout out to the Atlanta Hawks altogether. And now we talked about it in the last episode. We've got an easy stretch of games. We got Washington Wizards back-to-back, which does mean Trae Young's official return to the Atlanta Hawks since being traded. And though he's not going to be playing, since
being traded mid-game while we were there live in attendance.
Mm-hmm.
I want to point that out. I hate to remind y'all that happened, but
it did.
It did. That hurt.
Yeah, and though he's not going to be in uniform and he's not going to be playing per se, you know dang well that tribute video is going to hit like crack, man. It's going to be a tearjerker. Get your box of tissues. And it's going to be emotional. It's going to be emotional, but most importantly, we got to focus on getting those back-to-back dubs.
So this week we'll have the Wizards back. The Wizards on Tuesday and Thursday, and then Sunday we will be hosting the Trailblazers, who are right there with us in the plan for their side. So hopefully we can squeak out a win against them. But any closing remarks, Mr. Sunglasses?
No, not for me. Not for me.
I did do the look, Chase. I do dig the look.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But my closing remarks, I'm just going to say, don't forget that the Atlanta Hawks had the third easiest remaining schedule in the NBA and the most remaining home games in the NBA. So if there's no better time for the Atlanta Hawks to flip their season around in the last 20 or so games that we have left, and potentially either A, get ourselves a higher spot in the play-in tournament, or maybe perhaps find some way to squeeze in that 6th or 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. It's still possible, but it's going to have to take a big run for the Atlanta Hawks, and I think there's no better time to do it than right now, given those circumstances.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to episode 68 of Talking ATL Hawks, and we will see you guys next weekend. Caw-caw!
I couldn't figure out how to. Oh,
It's still going, buddy.
it's still going. Excuse me, guys. This is awkward.
Well, John, it looks like just
Looks
me
like
and you now.
Looks like we're recording ourselves. How do I? Okay, seriously, how do we stop it?
I can't hear John either.
Uh-oh.
Oh gosh, what happened? Where did Andrew go wrong?
Shoot. How do I? Can you not get back in?
I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. It's what the
I'm back.